Hey, so I tried to recreate my makeup look from the other day because I got a couple compliments. So if you're interested in learning about how to do this, stick around and I will show you. Sorry, I did cut my face, part of my face out of some of the frame. I'm an idiot. I just start talking and then I don't pay attention to what you're looking at, but you know, it's a learning curve. But either way, no matter what, you can definitely see the eye look. It's in frame the whole time, I think. And if you're interested just in like what type of products I use for my fair skin, definitely stick around. Some of them are older, but at least gives you an idea like color match wise, like where to look, and maybe look for newer versions of those. I did put some skin prep on. I did like the e.l.f. Thirst Burst Hydration Drops, and I also have some acne, so we're going to try to cover her up. I'm going to kind of do this a little backwards because I'm going to do that review for the Supergoop Skin Tint Protectant. I am going to put a primer on. e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I just put it on my hands because I want to kind of warm it up. And kind of especially put it like on my T-zone and make sure it gets on any of those areas, like here, my chin really bad. I don't know if I just touch it a lot. I just don't like the shape of it anyway, but my nose and my lip and right here, just to make sure my makeup kind of sticks in those areas that I want it to. Okay, I let that dry down. Okay, so this is the Supergoop Protectant. It's SPF 50 and it's a daily SPF skin tint. So it is pigmented, and I've used quite a bit of mine already, but I'm going to shake it just to make sure everything's like evenly distributed in there. And here it is up close. I hope that's focusing. Yeah, I really like this. I haven't noticed myself getting any like breakthrough sunburns. This is the lightest shade, I think. I like to put it on the back of my hand and then take my brush. I use a brush to apply my foundation, but I have applied it with my fingers and it looks fine that way too. I just don't like the messiness on my hands. I just like the coverage better with the brush because for an SPF, I feel like you do need to like make sure it's covering the areas you need it to. Like you don't want to shear it out too much. So, and I'm just using this, I think it's an e.l.f. brush. It's a double-ended foundation concealer brush, I think. But I'm just going to kind of like get it all around there. And then I kind of just like rub it in like this and like swirl because I'm trying to like get it into the brush. So everywhere that I touch my face with a brush, it's going to do something. So we're just going to start. I kind of always start here in my like T-zone where I want the most coverage. I try not to get too close to my eyes because with this and a lot of other SPFs, it does kind of burn a little bit through, like if you get it in your eye, it's not like, it doesn't look bad. Like it doesn't make your eyes red, or it gets like a chemical-y feeling in your eyes. It's just like any sunscreen. It's not anything scary. I just try to avoid that. Plus I don't really put foundation up under my under eye anyway. That's how you get creasing. This isn't bad about that, but I just kind of got in the habit of not doing that because I'm going to use other under eye products usually. So, and right now I just have a primer on, a sticky primer. Usually I would like spot conceal. I would do my under eye brightener concealer too first, but I'm not going to because I do want to show you just the coverage of this. I'm probably not going to get super close to my under eye area. I'm sure I will go against that accidentally and just touch it anyway. But we're going to start here. Kind of like just dab because I want to spread out where I have most coverage. And I need a lot of coverage on my chin. So I'm going to do my nose. And I'm just kind of tapping and like pressing it into my skin. And my skin was like pretty dry today. And like I said, I did my skincare this morning. I'm going to put some more on here. I feel like it's just soaking it up today. So I'm going to keep just dabbing in those areas. And especially the bridge of my nose and my forehead and up here. Because that's where you're going to get sunburn. If you're wearing this really to, you know, for protection. Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like it did even out like this and this a little bit. But we're going to put more on anyway because it's pretty buildable. All right. Oh, there I go. I put it right under my eye. Again, it's not going to hurt anything. I just try try to avoid that area usually, and if I want to use my other products, I can, and it's not going to get too caked on product. I'm going to let this sit for just a second, and while I tell you about it, I'm going to add a little bit more, just these blemish spots, but here's like initial application, and my stupid headband's coming out, but I don't know. I don't know how you feel, but I do like this. You can still see my freckles. If you are somebody who wants to see your freckles, they're still visible through there from this first layer. And like I said too, I usually spot conceal first, so I'm kind of blending out any concealer when I'm putting this on usually. And I can apply more later if I need to. So, you know, this could really be your final step if you're kind of more of a no makeup person. And you're just wanting to like kind of even this out. But I'm going to just add a little bit more in these areas. It sounded like I was underwater. Just to use up what was on my hand. I'm just going to get close so you can see. But here's, like when I got done, happy with the coverage because, like I said, I didn't do my like spot conceal. We're going to do that now, and then you can see it with other products. I just wanted to show it by itself. But yeah, this Supergoop Protectint, it's definitely one I'm going to keep buying in the summer. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do my next steps like I normally would. Usually I put this on first, but we're going to do this Milk brightening under eye thing. It's a little more peachy than my other concealers. But, okay, so we're just going to tap this in with my finger here. And I do kind of put it up here on my lid because I have the like bluish purple like veins in my eyes. So I feel like it does kind of help neutralize that because it's that peachy, pinkish orange color. Because it's like the orange neutralizes the blue, I guess. But also still matches my undertone. Let's just try to blend her in a little bit. Let that set for a minute because I do sometimes still add a little bit of concealer to brighten under there. Let's do that now too. So I'm also going to do the same thing. I like to put some concealer on my hand and then just like prime my brush with it. And I'm just going to go straight at it and kind of overload it. That's not a pimple, but we're going to cover it anyway. Here. I'm just going to put the extra kind of where I need some more coverage here. Last little bit I'm going to put right under my eye, like this darkest spot, just directly here. I'm not going to like do the whole triangle thing. I just want to put it right here under this like deepest set part of my under eye area. And then I'm going to put some like a little bit of setting powder there. Okay, and I'm going to let these kind of dry for a minute. We'll blend them out. So while we're kind of waiting on that, I'm going to start my eyes under, or my eyes. Yeah, that's what they are. I've been using this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Ice Latte. I'm just going to go on my eyelid here and kind of, I try not to drag too hard because that eyelid skin is pretty sensitive. So I'm just going to try to do my lid and kind of get it into the crease. And kind of right here. Okay. So sometimes I just wear this by itself. It's kind of a subtle little color, but nothing like super pigmented. And then I'm just going to kind of tap it out and even like blend up a little bit because you don't want it to like crease and like settle in there. Okay, there's that. I'm going to do my under eye waterline with this NYX Quartz Queen. It's not the white. It's like a, oh, whoa. Like a pink color. I don't know if it's coming across there very well. But we're going to just like, again, not drag down really hard and just lightly run it across your waterline. You don't need a bunch because, oh, I already did it. It'll get kind of collected on your lashes here. You don't want to look like you got crusty, dusty under eye. Okay. And it looks maybe kind of goofy by itself, but I think it does like make my eyes look bigger because it brings that like white of your eye down just a little bit. Like that white space seems to look bigger, like your eyes look bigger. So we like that. Let's blend out this concealer before I forget about it. Okay. So I'm going to just start on the outside of any blemish, except for this guy. I'm just going to go over top of him and kind of diffuse out anything that looks like a harsh line. And I'm such a picker. Like I'm always picking at my face. So these are going to probably look 10 times worse than a normal person. I still can see a little line there. I'm going to leave that because I don't want to just take any more makeup off of that. I might even add more later because I'm just not a fan of how that's looking. But let's just get under here. I'm going to just kind of make sure there's nothing settling in my little cracks and wrinkles under here. Yeah, not perfect, but it does look better. And especially on camera, like it's not going to be super noticeable like that giant red spot was. I have this really crappy old contour highlight palette in this KVD brush. It's a powder palette. And it's not even really a good color for me. I think I got it in like a Tarte, some kind of Tarte box or something. I don't think I bought it by itself. I don't hate it. Obviously, I've used it for so long and I didn't get anything else. So I'm just going to put some on my brush here. And I'm going to just kind of tap kind of up right like where my cheekbone is. Like not at the top of it, like the tip, but like right under it. I don't want to get it down in here because it's going to make my face look a little longer and drag that down a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of tap here and just warm it up a little bit. And you can kind of flick up if you want so that you can kind of blend once you do your blush and any highlighter you want to place there. And then I kind of even get in my temples. And I'm going to do, I probably have to add a little more here. But I'm going to put a little up here because I like to kind of have that, like when the sun hits you and you get any kind of tan, which I don't. But if you do get a tan, it's going to hit you up here. Like the sun's going to come down basically at you. And I have fuzz from my headband. Yeah, so that's this. And then as far as like contouring, it's just, and I try to like blend this a little bit. It's not like a harsh line. Okay. I will kind of like squeeze this so it's like a little more concentrated, and I'm going to just try to dab it right in there into the pot. And I just do like a little bit right here, like barely any, because I had like that bump in my nose and I would like to kind of hide that, but I don't want to like contour my whole nose. And I did it backwards, so like the lines are kind of wonky, but yeah. And then you can kind of like shape out the tip of your nose if you want. Sometimes I try to do that because I have like kind of like a little, my nose is like bigger at the bottom here. I'm going to leave that for a second and I'll blend it out. And then as far as contouring your neck, I don't like just having a big line down here, but I did kind of see like for plus size people, you're supposed to just kind of get behind your ear and like carve this out. And I kind of just, this side I do more because my jaw's crooked. So I do bring it down here a little bit. And I try not to get right here because I already have some darkness there and I don't just like shape of my chin and then it gets like jowly looking. So I'm not going to do that, but like neck, yeah, I'll kind of blend down in here. And then the other side, since I still do behind my ear, like down a little bit, but I don't get into this area too much because I already feel like there's some shadow there. Maybe just like right here, that kind of connecting those dark places. Like where the shadows are falling on my face. I already have shadow here and like some here. So I'm trying to just like build a jawline right there where I kind of don't have one and blend it out. And it's not super harsh. I mean, if it was like, you could definitely make it that way if you wanted. But so I'm going to then, since my brush I've used what's on there, I'm going to kind of fluff it down to blend out what's here on my nose. And like I said, this probably isn't like the perfect color for me to use for this. But yeah, sometimes I feel like I get too orangey on my nose, so I might like dab it off. Okay. But that's like about all I do for bronzing, contouring. I definitely used to do a lot more of that, but I kind of got away from it and I don't know. It just got too heavy looking. It was almost like stage makeup. Blush. Blush I am not a pro at, but I do think that video that I'm trying to like reference my blush, I was kind of like trying to make it look more rosy. So let's do that. I'm going to load up my brush here. I'm using this NYX Buttermelt blush in the color Better Than Before. So I do have quite a bit on my brush here, but I'm going to take it and like swirl it in the top of the pan where there's nothing in here, no blush, because I kind of want to like spread it out. So then my brush is just not as much there. So I'm going to kind of, if I smile, these, if you can see, this is like the parts of my cheeks that want to stick out, but I don't want to go clear down here with it. That's going to drag my face down. I'm trying to like emulate a sunburn a little bit. So we're going to kind of do this and maybe a little bit concentrated here. So get these little apples of these little cheekies, and I'm going to just kind of dab and go up a little bit here. And then you can kind of brush up here on the bridge of your nose and then straight up and down. And I'm going to dab the tip of my nose too. And honestly, like once I get like the concentrated part out, I don't really mind that I'm getting kind of crazy with it because I'm going to take my foundation brush, not with new foundation on it, but the one I was already using, and kind of blend down here. So I just didn't want to go straight in and like slam all that product like into one spot, because then you're just going to get like a hot spot of blush basically. And I'm trying to like, also I've seen some people and maybe I'm doing this wrong, I don't love when they completely avoid their under eye area and leave that like baked look. That's why I didn't use my setting powder yet. Because I feel like if you're getting a little sunburn, you don't want raccoon eyes like and look like you're in the tanning bed. So I'm kind of like okay with getting a little bit of it up in the under eye area. And like I said, I can just take my leftover concealer brush and do that. So also, I'm gonna put a little bit more on because I'm kind of out. I like to do a little bit up here too, like on my hairline, because again, just like where we put that bronzer, if you're getting a little sunny, then it's going to be up there near your scalp. So probably looks, maybe it's not insane, but it's a little bit much. So I'm probably going to blend it out a little bit, but it does look cute. I mean, if you're a blush girly, whatever. And I just added a lot more. So I think that's about done blush. So I'm going to take this, and especially here, I want to like not take it away, but just kind of like dab up in there to make it just be like just the hairline has the blush in it. And then here, I want to, we are going to kind of, she's a little hot right here. So let's get this. We're going to get kind of here, kind of, and my brush is really dry. Like I said today, my face is just soaking up the makeup. So sometimes it's still like a little damp from makeup or whatever, but today it said, no ma'am. Okay, not perfect. I'm leaving it like this because I don't want to blend off too much because I'm going to do my accentuation of my freckles here. And I just use my eyebrow pencil that I bought, and I don't really use this on my eyebrows. It's a NYX microbrow pencil. The color I think is like auburn. Yeah, auburn. I think this works the best for the type of freckles that I want to have that kind of match my natural freckles. So I'm just going to like kind of plop, and you can kind of twist if you want, because sometimes like it's dry at the end, but you like just kind of add where, again, where the sun's going to hit you, you're going to get some freckles. In this little area is probably the worst that it's going to be, like here, not worse, but you know, and up in here. Try again not to drag these down too much. And it's okay. They don't have to be perfect because freckles aren't perfect. I mean, that's almost probably like an age spot or sunspot now, but like I got this little guy, he's permanent. They're just, your freckles are your freckles. That's what they look like. All right. So those, they don't look that exaggerated today, but I do. Sometimes they're a little much, and I'll again go over it real quick. Just stamp it with this foundation brush again, just to kind of diffuse those out if they're kind of harsh looking. But I think it looks cute. And since I'm kind of done with like the face, I'm going to do a little bit of highlight because you can pry highlighter out of my cold dead hands, honestly. But I don't go crazy anymore. Just kind of get on the tip of this highlighter brush. I'm going to just kind of right here, just flick it up. And it gives you a little bit of shine. Looks cute. And you can do your tip of your nose. I try not to get too crazy with that again and keep it up maybe in the bridge. And I'll do like here, these little Cupid's bow area. Because once I put my lipstick on, it looks good. But yeah, that's pretty much the face. With the blush is a little heavy. Oh, I am going to set my under eyes. I forgot. I want to make sure like this is just, again, the creasing is taken out. You can also use a Q-tip. I know like people say get up close and personal and take a Q-tip and get some of that out. I'm just gonna, I have this L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection powder. I think I got the translucent. I don't know. It's not the pink one. It's like the translucent, like one that looks white. So I've got a bunch on here. I'm gonna like take it and just kind of rub it all directions on my puff. And I want to like even stamp it on my hand. Not because I want it to completely go away, but I just don't need a ton of powder here. And I'm just gonna gently press right here. Just in the corner of my eye and just directly under my like iris. Because I don't want a bunch of stuff. But I am going to take just a little bit extra on here. And I want to set these blemishes that I covered up, even though they're not covered perfectly, because I feel like then that makeup isn't going to move around as much that I set those with. But here we go. I don't know. I kind of like it. The sunburn looks a little bit much maybe today, but we're just going to go with it. So let's move on to the eyes. And I'm using an older Tarte palette. And like I said, you can, I mean, I'm going to show you the colors, or you can maybe even look up what they were and try to like find a newer version of it for yourself. Tropic. I think this is Tropic. It looks like this. But like, so most used shades, obviously, is this. It's like a matte brown. And then I will, outer corner or like any like liner look I want is this dark. And then these, I will do like a little cut crease or highlight my inner corner with this. But the look I was doing the other day, I had a red sweatshirt on, and I know this isn't red, but I wanted to like kind of look, I didn't want my skin to look red. I wanted it to be like intentional warmth and like pink from my makeup. So that's why I did the blush like this. And I went ahead and used this like corally pink, I don't even know what's, I guess the names are on here. It's called Temptation. I'm going to kind of use a little bit of all of it, I think. Okay, fluffy brush. We're going to take it in that matte brown shade and kind of just swirl her around. tap it out. And then I did see yesterday, somebody said not to concentrate, like not to wing out if you have hooded eyes, and to like concentrate on like above your eye. And I also have seen like if you have hooded eyes to not, I'm getting it too much on my actual lid here. I'm going to kind of just do some little swirling motions, and yeah, I just don't want it to look like I have a big cone in the middle of my eye, so I am going to just blend her out a little bit. Okay. Maybe it's a little too much. But whatever. Okay. That's that matte brown shade. I should just stop trying to think of other tutorials while I'm doing a tutorial and just do what I did. So just like a relaxed eye when you're placing this, because you want like your crease, I could like put my eye up, and my crease, it seems like is like clear, like is down here, but once I relax my eyes, my crease goes away. So I'm going to kind of try to keep it relaxed and just like put it right above where you feel like the crease line is, because or else it's just going to like hide everything you just did. Like, why did you do it? Okay, let's get her twirled around here. Yeah, it's a little darker on this side. And I probably got it a little heavy today. You can do less is more type situation. And maybe too, because I maybe had a little heavy on the whatever I put on first, that jumbo eye pencil. Okay, next, I think I focused on doing like a little brown liner situation with an angled brush that's as sharp as possible. I'm in a weird place with my liner situation right now. I used to love to do like a heavy black wing. Still will every now and then, but right now we're just going to relax our eye, and I'm going to kind of just stamp. I want to stamp it because I want to like figure out my placement here. I have such a habit of wanting to lift my eyebrow up and be like, let's tighten the skin out there. Okay, so here's about where I'm going to put it. That's like the stamped version. And then I'm going to kind of, right above it, kind of straighten it out and stamp into that inner corner. And drag toward my lash line. And kind of stamp it along there too. I try not to like drag too much because it does kind of take the color away. And it can flick upwards. And even like filling it a little bit down here. Towards that under eye. I don't want to go like clear, and I'm not going into my waterline. I'm just like getting, kind of blending in down here. So it kind of looks like connected. And again, might not be perfect, and maybe it looks kind of silly, but I think it's a cute little brown wing, a soft wing. I would like love this side as much. My eyes are just different shapes. Kind of related to how my jaw is different lengths on each side. But it's okay. I mean, I'm sure I notice way more than other people. And if they notice, fuck them. Worry about something else. I don't know. It's not perfect. It's kind of not very sharp over there. It just looks like a little turd of a... Try to sharpen her out a little bit. Yeah, it's not a little too far, but whatever. Maybe this eye's bigger, so maybe it evens it out. I don't know. Yeah, the other thing I'm going to do, I'm trying to think of what order I did it in last week. I think I used this more flat, fluffy brush, and I just dipped it in this little red, pinkish color. And I'm going to just place right in the middle of my eyelid. And kind of, don't, like I said, don't be afraid to go up with it and like get above that crease, because when your eyes are relaxed, you're not going to see it as much. I'm just like gently tapping. I'm not even like lifting my brush off my eye and going back and forth. This is such a pretty color. I don't know why I don't wear it more. Okay, what do we think? I'm gonna also have this really flat brush. I'm gonna use this glitter color and get kind of like, we're not gonna do a complete cut crease, but I'm gonna kind of just tap along here with this like orangey shimmer color and just blend it, like tap it in towards that pinkish coral color you just added without going up too high into the lid or crease on this one. You're going to stay on your lower lid here and kind of feather it out. And I'm going to blend that in a little better too. Yeah, but let's get, and I'm going to do just a little bit more of this pink, because even when I set this pink like on top of some of this glitter I just did, it looks like a whole different color. Yeah, I like it. And just to kind of blend her all out, I'm gonna kind of on my hand wipe off my brush. There's another little lighter like bronze color here. I'm gonna kind of just get in that crease area again, and I'm not really happy with how much went on there, honestly, but whatever. It's a little heavy, but it looks fine. And then I'll take this little guy, he's like pointed into this like lighter shimmery color. And I'm going to go right here in my inner corner of my eye. Because again, this is another thing I feel like you can pry from my cold dead hands. I'll be doing this till I'm 100. Yeah. I think it looks cute. It's criminal how much I run out of storage. It's actually super fucking annoying. I'm pretty much done with my face. I'm going to put my mascara on real quick, and then I'll show you my lip look I did last week. Mascara, Tarte Maneater. Always will recommend this shit. Oh, I did diffuse my right here a little bit with that concealer brush as it was dry. And let's just put this on real quick. Go down. Because I want to coat all my lashes. So I'm going down. And then blinking and pulling up as I turn. So I can get all of the product that's on that brush onto my lashes. Trying not to touch my eyelid with it, but I'm sure I will, and I will fix it. A little crusty over there. Other side, same thing, going down. Yeah, and I'm turning as I'm going down, trying to get all over the lash, not just the tip. Now I'm going up. Okay. That's the eye look done. The my eyeliner on this side's a little bit crazy. Whatever. It's fine. I'm really not going anywhere today. So here's the finished look. I did move my ring light and just I'm using my lamp here, but with my lipstick is set, and I will show you. It is transfer proof. I've been drinking a Diet Coke out of a can, and it's not, hasn't moved. Let me know if you want to see tips on anything else or another look maybe that you would want to see me do. I love playing with makeup and messing around, so let me know.